Peace be with you and welcome back to my channel for another video. I thank you for being here, for liking, subscribing, and or feel free to click the notifications button so that when I have new content that resonates with you, you'll get a reminder. So with that being said, I always start my videos out with just a little short description of how my channel works and how my gift is now being shared on my channel. So I channel direct messages from spirit. It is a gift. I've had it all my life. And now I am on a platform where I have to translate those gifts to the collective as spirit guides me. Sometimes you'll notice that the messages will come through rather quickly, depending on how fast those divine downloads are coming in to my Holy Spirit, or with the Holy Spirit, I should say. And so that's how it works. So nevertheless, let's get into the message. This is somewhat of an urgent message. I guess you can consider it to be a warning, so to speak, because Spirit has really been speaking like it's amplified. I'm looking for the right words because I really want this message to resonate with the people that need it. So birthright, let's start there. Birthright, bloodline, Akashic records, divine right, and birth path, right? Peace to the God Orula, who knows the path of every human being on the planet, as God has given him dominion over every single path. Peace be with you. So birthright, we're in a season where right now we are actively in our birthright, right? So we're giving birth to our purpose. It's inevitable, it can't be stopped, and it will happen. That is the time that we're in right now at this moment. And this is only for people that are actively, seriously working on their divine selves and doing the work in order to get to where they feel God is guiding them to go. Okay? So birthright. In that, there's always going to be tests and what appear to be adversity. But the warning comes for the people who've already gone through karmic debt and are still under the judgment. Some people have been doing black magic for years. So when we say karmic debt, some people have a lot to pay back. Here's the unfortunate part about that. Even in the hammer coming down and the judgment and things being balanced out per the scales, per justice, right? There are people that know that their time is near. There are people, I hear Spirit say, that will literally burn in hell. And I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. We talk in the screams and hellhounds in hell. Oh, yeah, it's a real place. Some people are in that place already and their body is still in the earth. Their spirit has not left their body and has not traveled. But some people are already starting in their state of hell mentally, right? Mental prison. So the interesting part is, even with knowing that there's nothing that most of these people can do at this point, they're rendered powerless over your path, over your purpose. They are still trying, not because they want to, but these deals with the devil, they can't break these deals, right? They've given up more than what they realized at the time that they made a deal with the devil to use you as a sacrifice. Now, here's the more interesting part. The devil knows your path too. The devil knew that when the sacrifice was done, when the deal was made, that you would still fulfill your purpose. So basically, a lot of people got tricked. A lot of people sold their souls to the devil without knowing it, right? But even when they realized that, And the divine says, you can get out of this contract. Some people still chose to stay in darkness. I know it sounds insane, right? So the Most High offers you a hand and says, all you have to do is accept a new covenant with me, come into the light, and I'll forgive you. Can you believe? I know it's hard to believe. I can't even wrap my mind around it all the way, completely and totally, at least. Some people deny a cup of love and blessings from the Most High because they are addicted to the devil. They've been doing this for so long, right? They've been doing this for so long that now that the judgment is here, right? The scales are being balanced. We're under the full moon, which is approaching, of Taurus. And now the floodgates and blessings are just about to pour out onto everybody that lost anything that was taken from them unwarrantedly, attacked unwarrantedly, meaning your hands are clean, you have no blood on your hands. We are still under that judgment. Do you know that there are still people that know they're about to be destroyed? They will burn in hell. And guess what? They want to take you with them. In the interim, between now and then, Spirit is still testing the collective to see, how will you react? Will you get your hands dirty? Will you bury your enemy in the graveyard? Because see, this is the biggest misconception about the divine ones and the ones that are chosen to do something great, is that we don't understand darkness. Oh, we do. It's so easy to shift that energy and become destructive, especially when people continue to send things your way without you even being involved in a battle. Some people are waging war with the divine beings, and the divine being does not even know they're in a battle. We're very much aware of the energy, right? Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's, oh, what is that? I feel that, right? I felt that, but it didn't touch me. Not the way that it was supposed to. I mean, some people are sending things to literally take people out. Needless to say, you would think that that is a great indication that that is a divine being. That person can't be touched. Still, people are trying because they want to take you with them into the pit of hell. That is the contract. That is what they are now binded to, right? In reality, in real life, it's a very scary thing. I don't even want to imagine it. I don't want to imagine it. So it's really disheartening to watch people still, even though they know that their black magic is not working anymore. They know that all the death rituals they did on you, all the graveyards that they like to play around in the night, all the moon magic, all the mirror magic, all the scrying, right, is not working. So any creature of common sense, right? We're creatures of common sense. And again, this goes out to the collective, people that are working on themselves, right? Making things make sense, making logical decisions based on their path. You would think somebody in their right mind would say, you know what, this isn't working. Maybe I should stop. Because some of this stuff I hear Spirit saying is instant karma. Like literally, your enemy prays over you in the night, and then by the morning, it's already returned. I mean, this stuff is going fast. Some of this stuff is going back within the within the hour. So you would think, Jesus. Why wouldn't they stop? Because all they're doing, they're adding more swords to their back. They're adding more arrows that are going right back. Why? Because you're waging war against someone who's not in a battle with you, but only being committed and obedient to their path. So, birthright. Some of us have had war waged on us from our own parents. Peace be with you. I can only imagine. Some of us are being attacked by our own fathers, our own mothers, right? So when we say, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do, that is a very real prayer. Why? Because you have to remember you're dealing with people who are soulless. They are being controlled by entities. That entity attachment is so attached to them that now they no longer tell that entity what to do. The entity is telling them, no, this is what you're going to do. They don't even know what they're doing. The entity is controlling their eyes, their hands, their legs, their minds, everything. The soul is already gone. It's just a matter of time before the entity detaches itself from the body and the body drops. This is what we're dealing with. So I really want people to get a full understanding of just how serious dark magic is, demonic forces, people that, start out doing things because they're inquisitive. They open up doors now that they can't close. They got entity attachments, demonic forces that they've petitioned to do the work, that now they have to continue to feed. And when that spirit can't feed on a divine being and goes towards that person and says, wait a minute, there's too much light there, that spirit is going to come back to collect. There's a dowry. You have to pay for that because the scales have to be balanced. Something has to die in order for something to be reborn. So if you're on your path of a rebirth, then where is death? Death is behind you. Death has to return to sender. And it doesn't return usually the way that people send it out. It sometimes returns back as like an avalanche times 10. It's hard to watch. Really is. Birthright. Some of your own parents are giving you the evil eye. Some of your own fathers, stepfathers, sisters, cousins are giving you the evil eye. Spirit says, wrap your head around that. So nobody really wins here when they wage war against a divine being. Nobody's really winning, not the person that's receiving the karma back either. Because this is too much karma for any one human being to withstand. The torment, the torture, the screams in hell, it's a real place. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. Oh, it's a real place. We too are still being tested. There's a lot that is not being said by us divine people walking the path. Not better than anybody when we say divine beings, just better than who we were. A great example of what it looks like to be obedient and listen to God. If you're doing that, peace be with you. Again, take from the message what resonates with you and leave the rest. By no way can we ever not be gracious based on where the divine has taken us and what we've survived. We have an attitude of gratitude because of it. No one human being is exempt from judgment. Not a one. So now that this new world is taking place, right, there's a huge cosmic shift. And if you're really grounded, if you're really aligned with your higher self, your divine path, walking with your spirit guides, they're guiding you. Your ancestors are praising you because you're doing the right thing. If you're really guided in this moment, on this day, at this time, you will feel the shift. Some of these shifts are coming in the form of flu-like symptoms, and you don't even have the flu. Some of them are coming in the form of body aches because there's a shift, there's a pull, a pruning, a pulling away, a tearing away, if you will. There are things that are attached to certain situations that will not go on this journey. It is divine, it is clean, it is pure. A lot of us are abstaining from connecting with people that no longer serve us, be it sexual, mentally, spiritually, however. The birthright. The birthright is a real right. Some of us have grandmothers that are wishing us bad. My heart goes out to you and peace be with you. It is a narrow path sometimes. And oftentimes, if you don't have your family backing you, the Most High said, I'll give you family. You'll meet your soul tribe. So, looking at everything in hindsight, looking at everything currently and moving forward, the victory is already there. It's there. That means what was written, what was determined, what was predestined at the beginning of time, it's inevitable. It will happen, right? Per the divine. Because now we've been shifted into place. If you're on the wrong path and you're chosen, it's like the divine just starts snatching stuff out of your life, snatching people, places, things, jobs, whatever. Now, it's like now that we got all the junk out the way, we can see the path very clearly. It's illuminated. Spirit says, follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow that yellow brick road. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear absolutely no evil because the Most High is with me. He got rods, staff, angels, with war angels, deliverance angels on my path who comfort me. And ahead of me, he's prepared a table for me in the presence of my enemies. So they can see that surely goodness and mercy has followed me every single day of my life. And that I will live in the house of the Lord forever. That is a prayer for a reason. The birthright. Find it. There's no more time. Time is up. Victory is won. Anybody still at that lower vibration? The shift is literally just snatching people off the planet. Like that energy has nowhere to go. We can no longer afford to have such levels of dark energy unnecessarily. Because darkness serves a purpose. But unnecessarily, for just because you vibrating at, an ego level or hatred, or you don't want to see that person be the one, right? It's kind of like Paul in the Bible. God said, I'll take who I want to take and show out and put them right in front and make them a public speaker and give them all of the pentacles and make them the most powerful in the day. The last will be first. I'm going to take this one from the back of the line and put this person in the front. And what you did in 10 years, I'm going to do for this person in 10 minutes because that is how the divine works. The creator of all. How can you tell me whom I can't use? Like Paul in the Bible. Paul was a crazy fool going to and fro, killing Christians because he really believed that he was doing the work of God. In his heart of hearts, in his soul of souls, he said, what I'm doing is right. He believed it He never had any guilt, and he got the attention of the Most High. The Most High was like, wow, here's a man very committed to his way of thinking and what he believes is right. And therefore, he's going and he's killing Christians. I can use someone like that. Why? Because he saw how dedicated Paul was to what was wrong. If I can only understand, get him to understand, I'm sorry. If I can only get Paul to understand who I am, what I am, and he takes that same tenacious attitude, that same fiery, driven, commitment, stubborn attitude, and he applies it to now what he knows is the truth. Because he's doing this out of being blind. He is going to be dynamic in the kingdom. The moment he chose Paul, people lost their minds. What? He's a murderer. He's a killer. Even some of the disciples was like, Lord, you want to use him? Do you know what he did? He went into villages. He beheaded women. He killed children. He killed Christians. The Lord said, I do what I want to do. I can take whomever I want and prune them. And now I'm going to show him the truth. So what happened? God spoke to Paul. Paul didn't believe it. Paul was like, look, I'm committed to killing people that believe in Jesus. Like, I'm not about to start being holy now. What? What is that? God took Paul's eyesight for 1 year. Don't play with the Most High. Please, stop playing. That's the message. Spirit is not playing. And people were offended. Once Paul saw who God really was, he repented. He was so remorseful because he was dedicated. It was ingrained in him that what he was doing was right. So that's why he was so passionate about it. But once the Lord revealed to him who he was, he realized, wow, I have been blind. And Paul didn't go easily. When he got his eyesight taken for a year, it was because he said, I can't go back out there now and say I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. I've been fighting against the Christians for a long time. He cared about what people thought, was about my reputation. I'm Paul. Eyesight gone, blinded. For 1 year. And then I believe it was Peter that God sent in to talk to Paul. God told Peter, go pray for him. I'm going to help you restore his eyesight, because Paul had to be put away. He had to be blinded to hear what God was saying. God had to close his eyes so that he could be still and only deal with his sense of hearing. So with that being said, Paul then started to preach the gospel. It offended people that God chose this murderer to now carry the cross. They threw Paul in jail. They told him, all you got to do is go against Jesus Christ and we will let you out. Paul was like, nope, I have seen the light. So some of the people, the moral of this story, I don't want to get long-winded on that, but some of the people that are being chosen, are not people that other people thought God would choose, when really they had absolutely no choice. And they can't deny your divinity because the Most High is backing you. It is revealing who people are. It's revealing their hearts because they're offended in their minds. Oh, you chose him? Oh, but he used to do drugs. Oh, you chose her? So this is where we're at per the birthright. Because the reality is that was always Oh, excuse me. That was always Paul's birthright. He just needed to walk a walk of confusion in order to appreciate where his birth path truly was. So God snatched him up. Time's up. Okay, you've been killing people, and God allowed it. He says, you've been killing people for a long time. Now your time is up for that, and I need to use you for the greater good of humanity. And so Paul became obedient to that. He went back. He talked to people that he had taught to kill Christians and said, listen, what I've taught you is wrong. They waged war against Paul. They continued. Paul had so much remorse. He was so saddened in his spirit. He was like, how was I ever a savage? Right? And now people don't believe him because they saw him be such a monster. But walking the path of divinity was always his birthright. Needless to say, this is a time where you need to be on your path. I'm telling you, for anybody that is tapping in, want to continue to do black magic, and listen, you're going to tire yourself out and you're going to take yourself out. Because real divine beings are focused on what God needs them to do. We understand the time and what must be done. I don't care about your past. That ain't my business. Your birthright and what you got going on, that ain't nobody's business. As long as you and God know what you're supposed to be doing, so shall it be. Make it happen. It is what it is. But don't think that continuing to straddle the fence with your birthright, 1 foot in darkness, 1 foot in light, and you trying not to fully walk into your path. There are consequences, and I promise you that mercy and grace is a gift from above. How much have we gotten away with? Some of us. Only for God to continue to be patient, knowing that our birthright is divine, waiting for us to recognize the divinity that has been put on the inside of us. Patient God. But now, time's up. So to the people that are walking your path, congratulations. We are in a season, we are in the harvest. You know, your cup will overflow. Get your cups. Get a bigger cup. Do the work. Roll up your sleeves and get in the trenches. Anybody that's receiving karma, or anybody that waged war on you in private and secret, or evil eye, whatever. You know, people get real creative. God help them. It's hot in hell. It's torment. God help them. But if they had wanted a better outcome, if they wanted somebody to tell a better story about them, they should have behaved better. They should have done something different, because Spirit is saying there was an ample amount of time to change. Everybody got offered the same cup of love. That's how wonderful the Creator is. Some people fell in love with the devil. So now, here's the interesting part. The divine people got the angels and the demons pulling for them. They want us to win. I'm like, Jesus Christ. You got the demons pulling for me too? Okay. All right. I laugh because what's ahead is so beautiful and nothing can stop it. That's the trick. That's the illusion. To think that God would bring you this far and not give you everything that you've asked for and that you need. It's not a real thought. It doesn't add up. The slates have been cleaned. The path has been cleared. The debts have been paid. Don't go and create more karmic debt. If you got an entity attachment or a demonic force attached to you, you better pray, you better holler, you better ask God to come and help you. You better call on some angels in high places. For you wrestle not with flesh and blood, but against entities and principalities in high places. You can't fight no demon. You got to call on an angel to do that. You got to earn a position to have that power to even open up the door. So, to all the people that are continuing to wage war, quietly following people, right, to see where they're at on any social media platform, miserable because they know that their time is coming sooner than they think. I honestly pray that God gives you a favorable judgment in death. I don't wish anyone to burn in hell. And I got some people that did stuff to me that deserve to burn in hell, or that are doing things to innocent people, children. Again, some people, fighting against their own parents in the spirit realm. The Most High sees all and knows all. It's a test. Some people that are in your family have been extracted from the bloodline. They're like, but we blood. What's up, cuz? What's up, mom? What's up, dad? No, the divine is like, oh, you didn't see that coming. Extracted you from the bloodline. Like, no, you're not about to be tied to that. You the only one that rose up in this bloodline to do the work because you were born to break a curse. And the devil threw everything at you since birth, but the kitchen sink. When you have a mother or a father that wages demonic war against you, you better know that you are blessed. Because that's how close the devil has to come. When you have a child that is waged war against you, because it happens, you better know you blessed. When you see the devil come that close, you better get still and say, wait a minute. I might be important. I might really have something big here going on. I got to get still. You came through my mother and my father and my stepfather and my sisters. Oh, no. Wait a minute. And again, take what resonates with you. This is for the person that understands it. This message is for certain people in particular. So needless to say, Spirit is telling me that it's time to move on. I appreciate your time, your presence, your light, your love. Thank you for allowing me to hold love and light for you. And just remember, that is a divine gift. God makes absolutely no mistakes. Peace be with you.